The plastic crinkled. Inside the cereal box, nestled among the frosted flakes, wasn't a prize. It was a folded piece of paper, ink-stained, a strange symbol. Not a child's drawing. Something darker, more deliberate. The lines were precise, almost mechanical. A series of seemingly random numbers, letters, and then a bizarre, intricate diagram. It felt wrong, like finding a piece of a nightmare tucked into your breakfast. For years, people dismissed them. Isolated incidents. A prank. A marketing gimmick gone terribly wrong. But then, another note appeared. And another. In different towns. Different states. Always unexpected. Always unsettling. A quiet town in central Pennsylvania. A bustling suburb in Maryland. A remote hiking trail in Ohio. The common thread? These small, unassuming slips of paper. They became known unofficially at first, then formally by baffled authorities and online communities as the Schuylkill Notes. A silent, persistent whisper in the quiet corners of America, growing louder with each passing year. These tiny pieces of paper, often no bigger than a business card, sometimes printed with precision, sometimes scrawled with an almost frantic energy, contained a baffling mosaic of imagery. Arcane symbols, astrological charts, cryptic biblical verses, mathematical equations that led nowhere, and paranoid ramblings about government control, secret societies, and impending doom. The content was chaotic, yet somehow structured. A madman's manifesto, meticulously fragmented and scattered across the landscape. The sheer breadth of topics touched upon was astounding. Ancient history, occult rituals, political conspiracies, impending environmental collapse, alien visitations. Each note felt like a single, dislodged tile from an impossibly vast, unseen mosaic. But what was the full picture? And who was laying the tiles? Their appearance was a mystery in itself. Tucked into sealed food packaging in grocery stores. Left on park benches in broad daylight. Hung from trees along secluded hiking trails. Wedged into library books. Even found inside sealed envelopes dropped into mailboxes with no return address. Someone, or some group, was putting immense, dedicated effort into disseminating these fragments of madness. This wasn't casual vandalism. This was a calculated, long-term operation. This wasn't random graffiti. This was intentional. The notes weren't screaming for attention. They were demanding to be deciphered. A challenge thrown down by an unseen hand, compelling ordinary people to confront the bizarre, the impossible, and the deeply unsettling. The immediate reaction from many was confusion, followed by a creeping sense of unease. Why me? Why here? And what does it mean? Initially, dismissals. A local eccentricity. A harmless, if strange, hobby. Perhaps a lonely individual seeking connection through cryptic messages. But as the notes proliferated, as the years turned into decades, a chill began to set in. This wasn't just a prank. This was a dedicated, decades-long campaign. But for what purpose? This wasn't a one-off event. It was a continuous, evolving narrative playing out in the shadows. Primarily concentrated in northeastern and central Pennsylvania, the notes have nonetheless surfaced far beyond the Schuylkill Valley. From suburban grocery stores in Maryland to quiet rural routes in Ohio, from bustling city parks in New Jersey to remote campsites in West Virginia. The reach of this phantom message lever expanded, like a slow-burning wildfire of confusion and paranoia. The geographical spread defied simple explanations. This wasn't just local. This was systemic. No fingerprints. No clear witnesses. No consistent handwriting beyond what appear to be mass-produced prints or carefully mimicked styles. The author, or authors, remained an absolute ghost. Untraceable. Unidentifiable. A digital shadow in an analog world, leaving behind physical breadcrumbs of pure enigma. Detectives found themselves with no crime scene, no victim, and no suspect. Only the baffling evidence of an obsessive, relentless intelligence. Leading theories, of course, began to emerge. Was it a singular individual? A brilliant but deeply disturbed recluse, dedicating their entire life to this cryptic crusade? Someone with an encyclopedic knowledge of esoterica, conspiracy lore, and an unwavering, perhaps pathological, commitment to their truth. A modern-day prophet, self-appointed, self-publishing, using the entire eastern seaboard as their press. The sheer stamina required for such a sustained effort points to an unparalleled obsession. Or was it something far more unsettling? A collective, a shadowy group, perhaps a cult, using these notes as a form of internal communication. A recruitment tool designed to attract the curious, the disenfranchised, the truth seekers into their fold. A warning system for their members, hidden in plain sight, impenetrable to outsiders, yet constantly broadcasting its coded message. The sheer volume and consistency over such a long period strongly suggested a coordinated effort, a shared ideology, a meticulously planned operation spanning generations. Then there's the more academic, almost detached theory. Could this be a decades-long performance art piece? A vast, sprawling social experiment designed to gauge public reaction to manufactured paranoia? To test the limits of human curiosity and credulity? If so, it's arguably one of the most successful and unsettling in history. An anonymous artist using the entire populace as their unwitting canvas, painting a masterpiece of mystery with cryptic ink. This theory offers a chilling explanation for the lack of a clear solution. The solution is the ongoing bewilderment. But what if the author genuinely believes? What if these aren't just ramblings, but a desperate attempt to convey a vital, terrifying truth? A warning about forces at play, hidden agendas, or an impending catastrophe that only a select few are privy to? What if the real insanity isn't the notes themselves, but our collective inability to understand them? What if, buried within those symbols and numbers, is the key to averting disaster or unlocking a deeper understanding of our reality? The thought is enough to make one pause. For over 30 years now, the notes have continued to appear. A relentless, silent bombardment of obscure messages. They arrive, they confuse, they vanish, only to reappear elsewhere, challenging anyone who finds them to unravel their meaning. They force you to question, what if you're next? What if you find one in your mailbox tomorrow? What would you do? Would you dismiss it? Or would you feel the insistent pull to understand? The urge to crack the code, to peer into the phantom's mind? The phantom who leaves these unbreakable codes remains just that, a phantom, unseen, unheard. But their voice, through these cryptic messages, echoes through the shadows of countless cities. They are a constant, unsettling reminder that sometimes the most profound mysteries aren't about who committed a crime, but who is trying to tell us something. And what if, despite all our intellect, all our technology, we're simply not listening? What if the message is too vital to ignore and we're too blind to see it? What if the phantom is trying to save us and we simply don't have the key?